Hey guys, I'm here. I'm just waiting to get started to the scheduled time. In fact, I'll probably wait a few minutes after that just to make sure that everyone who's registered who plans on attending is able to get logged in. So, thanks for joining us. I will get something up here in just a second. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to be using the chat feature today to handle all the questions. I will read them and answer them as I see them come in. So please feel free to answer some questions. I'm going to ask that everybody stay muted. All right, just a few more minutes here and we'll get started. Let's see, we've got exactly 3 o'clock right now. I will probably wait until 3:03 or so. So if you want to grab a glass of water or anything like that, feel free. Now's a good time. Take a sip of mine myself. Just a few more minutes and we'll teach you guys how to stay cool with the Well Solar Pergola. Or pergola, as we like to say on the inside. All right. Well, looks like we've got the people that we're going to have on here. Welcome, guys. I appreciate you guys logging in. This is an ongoing thing that we've been doing, kind of help our existing customers as well as new customers know about products that we've got, services that we offer, and also just how to use maybe the solar that you've already purchased from us. So I think we might be slowing these down and making them a little less often and maybe trying to make them a little bit more content filled. So I see some people that have been on several of them already. Appreciate you guys taking part in this. That definitely makes me smile. So um, nice to see that some people are interested in hearing about this stuff. So I'm going to get started. I do have this text box open here. I can see it. If you guys have a question, shoot it through that text box. I do have everyone muted. Unfortunately, or I may open it up at the end for some voice questions, but I want to keep that muted for now. And I do not have you guys do not have the ability to unmute yourself right now. So welcome to the webinar. Today we're going to be talking about solar pergolas, or pergolas as most people know. And I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to start with a little introduction. We are going to talk about what exactly we are offering. We're going to show you guys what to look for when it comes time to find a place for your pergola, and how it can add some capacity, and the design process, as well as open the door for some questions. So while this is not a pergola, I just wanted a nice picture of some solar installation. And that's an old picture that I found the other day and wanted to share it with people. So introduction. As some of you probably know, Wells Solar has been in business for quite some time. We have been officially as Wells Solar for 6 years, but the company itself has really been around for about 13 years. It was just that for those first 7, we were operating under other people's licenses because it took that amount of experience for the owner of the company to receive his master electrician license. Same group of people, no name change, just we were officially incorporated as Wells Solar because that's when we were allowed to do interconnections and that sort of stuff that are, you have to have a master electrician license in order to be eligible for that. And it takes a little over 6 years of experience to get that. But for those first 6 to 7 years, we were operating our own trucks and crews and everything just under other companies' names and doing installs for them. Since 2016, we've been doing all of our own work and running the process from the first light of interest all the way through the service of the project. So thank you guys. I recognize some names on here for choosing Wells Solar. Appreciate that. Means a lot to me. Got a lot invested in this business, and I love what we do here. But one of the things is we've gotten a lot of demand for pergolas over the last couple years. A lot of these third-party services we use to find potential customers, they use a picture of a pergola on their advertisements on social media. Well, that grabs people's attention, and we get a lot of people asking, where's the pergola? I saw a picture of a pergola, and that's what I'm interested in. And it's not something that we've been able to offer for a long time, but the demand has been there. And so a few months ago, I asked myself, how can we help our customers out? How can we do this? What is it going to take to start installing pergolas on people's properties and get them what they really want? And so we came up with a pergola offering. So for those of you that have been on these webinars, you know that we now have a roofing division. Well, the people on our roofing division, they're not just roofers, they're actually general construction guys. And they have the ability to build pergolas. And so we now have the ability to offer a well-constructed cedar construction pergola that we can give Wells Solar guarantees alongside of it. So, building a pergola is not the most complicated thing in the world, but it's been something that we've been looking for, kind of a product that we could trust and would go well with the offering that we have on the solar panel side. So this is a new product of ours, and we're starting this out as a 15 panel pergola, which is approximately 5 kW. It's actually a little bit more than 5 kW with our current panel offering, but depending on the panels that you want to use, that can go up and down. But it's about 15 panels, or there's no about it, it's 15 panels. And those dimensions work out to about 16.5 by 16.5 feet. So the standard product's going to be a pretty much perfect square. It's like a few inches off of a perfect square on one dimension, but it works out very closely. So we're starting out with this. I have had a few requests to maybe build it as a 11 by 30 foot structure. So, instead of 3 by 5, make it 2 by 10. Or excuse me, make it whatever it can be. Yes, we can do that. It might not be the standard cost, but there is opportunity for customization with this product. And, it's something that we're going to have to work with each customer. So I don't necessarily have pictures of exactly what it would look like on your house, but just to kind of give you a general idea, we've been, using some pictures of some structures that we have shown to our team, and so that they could build. So this is a unique product. Despite all the advertising you see online for solar pergolas, no installers that we know of are installing them in the Texas market as a true turnkey solution. Sure, they might be able to point you to someone to build one part of it, and then they can put solar on it. But we can actually do this entirely in-house, and we're really excited about it. So you could say that it falls into our keep it under one roof motto. So Wells Solar is a roofing company as well. We don't advertise that too often, but we do tons of roofing work. Obviously, when you're installing something on people's roofs, roofing comes alongside that, especially when you're doing close to 1,000 projects a year. So with our solar and construction knowledge, we're now able to do a nice quality construction, well-built pergola to go with your quality solar installations. So finding a place for your pergola. So, obviously these can go anywhere on your property in theory, right? But there are some important things to consider. So, for instance, I've got a house here in Austin, and my house actually happens to be covered in shade, and the only spot on my property would be the front yard. And if I were to say, well, maybe I do want a pergola in the front yard, well, there's some things I've got to look at. Are there any local code restrictions? For my house, my front wall of my building is exactly on the 25-foot setback. So unfortunately, I don't have any ability to build anything in the front yard. The other thing that's probably a little more pressing is going to be, do I have any HOA stipulations that prevent me from building a pergola? This can be a big one, because while HOAs cannot stop a solar installation on a roof, they can stop a structure that you're building outside of your roof. Obviously, we're going to look for a shade-free location. Obviously, we don't want to put this under trees, and I think most people build pergolas to create shade. So, that one's something I just wanted to touch on. And the other thing to really think about is trenching requirements. So, I get a lot of requests for a pergola with solar right in the middle of a nice, beautifully constructed landscaped pool area, and they want it mounted into the concrete kind of right into the middle. That's possible, but in order to get wiring to that pergola, we will need to trench through that beautifully constructed pool area, right? So, that's something to keep in mind when dealing with a pergola and where you might want to put it if you're going to have solar on top of it, right? I kind of use the image here in the corner of trenching through the yard for an electrical line. But it's something that a lot of people, can easily, I guess, pass up when they're thinking of what exactly is going to be required to do something like this. So give me just a second, guys. I gotta let this die outside. Working from home during COVID-19 is always fun. Let's see. So obviously this presents a possibility for added capacity. So I see some existing customers on this call. You can actually, a lot of times we kind of max fit solar for people. And maybe they want a little bit more solar. Maybe they still have some usage to cover. Well, obviously, a solar shade structure like a pergola is a great way to do that. And sometimes you have a house like this one where the whole thing's kind of surrounded by trees, and maybe the roof's got some acceptable places, but it's not ideal. And we've got this nice open area in the yard where we could build a pergola and put solar on top of it. So it's a nice way to do that. Plus, of course, it always also is a nice shade structure and a nice looking thing to have in your yard. So the design process, we've been getting quite a bit of questions around this as we've opened up this product to the market. And, a lot of people want to know, well, what is it going to look like? What are the exact dimensions? Well, that's a bit of a customized solution, very much like the solar panels that we installed on your house in a customized solution. The solar pergola is similar. So, we're going to promise that we work with customers and make sure that you're provided with a satisfactory product. This isn't a thing where it's like, sign the agreement and we build something to what we want. We're trying to help you guys. We want to help you get what you want. That's something that we're really big about. So, because we're using a custom built structure each time, there's obviously a lot of opportunity to customize something. Whether you want to use a different wood type, add some ornamental features, like, designs in the corner, like I see with a lot of pergolas. You can select your preferred placement. Really, the possibilities are endless. We've got something in mind with our standardized pricing, but we have the ability to change those things, and we can discuss those with you. So we want to invite everyone to be cool and stay cool. Get your solar pergola today. We've got a bit of a promotional offer with this, where we've combined it with one of our financing products to wrap it all in at just $87 per month. So if this is something you're interested in, we can contact you and set up an appointment to really discuss the details for your specific location. I've used a couple pergola images throughout here. I really want to, reiterate that these are going to be built kind of to spec, and it's hard to say exactly what the one you want is going to look like. So keep that in mind. But this product is nice, and you get your shade structure, 5 kW solar, and for $87 per month. So I want to open it up for questions. This is, like I said, a fairly short presentation. We're going to be working on maybe spacing these out a little bit farther and going in a little more detail on future ones, because I've found that we're kind of going quickly and stuff. So I really want to turn it over to you guys and see if there's any questions. I haven't seen anyone ask anything over here in the chat box. Does anybody have anything? Go ahead and type your question into the chat box there. How do you determine if you need additional solar? Well, I guess if you had a system that besides maybe you got additional usage, that sort of stuff, and you're thinking maybe I could use a little more solar, that's what we come out and do in our consultations, is take a look at that bill and make sure that, it's going to work. If you're a new solar owner, I do recommend really waiting like a year before making a call on something like that, or at least several months so we can get some good usage history. And because solar production kind of fluctuates throughout the year, as does your utility usage. I just got a bill today for my house, and it is nearly 100% more than last month. So usage can fluctuate pretty wildly throughout the months. Solar can fluctuate depending on the time of the year, the length of the day, the heat in the side, cloud cover. I mean, there's so many things. When we develop our original solar proposal, it is designed off of your usage history for as many months as we can. And then we do kind of a yearly average. So, it takes a little bit of time for those numbers to really kind of level out to where we're talking about. And the software we use takes into account like the last 10 years of weather data for your area. So we find that they're normally pretty accurate, but there's always fluctuations from year to year. If you don't have solar already, that's what the consultation's for. I do want to say that you don't have to just get a solar pergola, right? You can get a solar pergola plus solar on your roof. There's a lot of different options that we have available for people. And we can also do solar as well on just your roof. I mean, the possibilities are endless. We're not a predetermined size solar company. How is the dog? How does she handle this heat? She surprisingly loves the heat. June is laying down in the sun right now out there, and she is doing well, very well. Thank you for asking. All right, guys. Well, this has been recorded. We'll send it out to you guys. And if you need anything, please call us at 833-TX-WELLS or 833-WELLS-TX. Either one works, and you can get a hold of us. Option 1 to book a consultation. Option 2 and 3 are for existing customers, and we will be there to answer. Our phone hours are 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. Thank you.